James Harrison donated blood over 1,100 times, and his rare antibodies protected millions of newborns from Rh disease. Today, we unpack how one man's gift reshaped pregnancy care. Imagine saving 2.4 million lives and still being able to walk down the street without anyone recognizing you. That's exactly what happened to James Harrison, known as the man with the golden arm. He wasn't a doctor. He wasn't a scientist. He was a teenager who nearly died in surgery and later changed the future of maternal care in Australia. James needed major chest surgery when he was 14 and received 13 units of blood. Grateful for the strangers who had saved him, he made a quiet vow. He'd donate blood as soon as he legally could. That day came when he turned 18, and he stuck to his word for the next 63 years. But it wasn't just his commitment that made headlines. It was what doctors found in his blood. James had a rare antibody in his plasma. It's called Antibody, and it protects Rh-negative pregnant women from a dangerous immune response that can harm or kill their babies. His plasma was so rich in this antibody that it was used to create nearly every anti-D injection in Australia for decades. That means if you're a woman in Australia who received an anti-D shot to protect your pregnancy, it likely came from James, and if you were born after the 1970s, there's a good chance your birth was safer because of him. So how did one man's blood end up saving millions of newborns? Let's rewind a bit. Our blood isn't just red liquid. It's a complex mix of cells, proteins, and chemical signals. Each red blood cell carries antigens, tiny proteins that act like ID cards. These IDs help the immune system decide what belongs and what doesn't. Most people know about the major blood groups, A, B, AB, and O. But there's another key marker, the rhesus factor, or Rh for short. Around 85% of people have this marker, making them Rh positive. The other 15% are Rh negative. This difference doesn't usually matter until pregnancy. When an Rh negative woman is carrying an Rh positive baby, her body may see the baby's red blood cells as a threat. If any of those Rh positive cells cross into her bloodstream, her immune system can create antibodies, specifically anti-D, that attack and destroy those cells. Now, this immune response doesn't usually cause problems in the first pregnancy, but once a woman's body is sensitized, future pregnancies are at risk. Her immune system stays alert, and if another Rh positive baby comes along, it treats it like an invader. The result can be hemolytic disease of the newborn. It can cause severe anemia, jaundice, organ failure, brain damage, or even stillbirth. Until the 1960s, there was no effective prevention. Families lost babies, sometimes without even knowing why. That changed when researchers discovered something counterintuitive. If you gave anti-D antibodies to Rh-negative women at the right time, during or after pregnancy, you could prevent their immune system from reacting. The antibodies acted like a decoy, disguising any Rh-positive cells so the mother's body never learned to attack them, but there was a catch. You couldn't just make anti-D in a lab. You needed it from human plasma, and that plasma had to come from someone with exactly the right antibody profile. Enter James Harrison. Doctors discovered his blood contained powerful and stable anti-D antibodies, and that made his plasma a medical goldmine. From then on, he became the cornerstone of Australia's anti-D program. He gave blood almost every 3 weeks for more than 6 decades, in total over 1,100 donations. Think about that. Not just the time, but the consistency, the selflessness. Every dose of anti-D used in Australia for years was either made directly from James's blood or derived from it. His plasma saved newborns across the country, including his own grandson. James never saw himself as a hero. He said he was just doing what he could. But behind the scenes, he helped eliminate Rh disease as a public health threat in Australia. It's one of the quietest revolutions in maternal health care. Today, Rh incompatibility is easily managed in countries with good prenatal care. Testing for Rh status is standard in early pregnancy. If you're Rh negative, you're offered anti-D injections to prevent sensitization. It's safe, effective, and it works. But access isn't universal. In some parts of the world, anti-D is hard to come by. Rh disease still claims lives, and many people don't even know about it until it affects them or someone they love, which raises the question, why aren't we talking about it more? If you're a woman of childbearing age, or thinking about having kids in the future, knowing your Rh status is a small step that can make a huge difference. It's a simple blood test. It gives you and your healthcare team the power to act early. You can still be part of the solution. Blood donors, especially those with rare profiles, are vital. You might not have anti-D antibodies, but your blood could help cancer patients, trauma victims, or others with rare conditions. Donation is safe, quick, and life-changing. James Harrison didn't start out knowing he had rare blood. It was discovered when he chose to give back. Medical breakthroughs don't always come from labs. Sometimes they come from people like James, showing up, giving what they can, and quietly changing the world. James Harrison passed away earlier this year in 2025. He lived to see the legacy of his blood save generations of Australian children. Millions of families owe their happy endings to his quiet generosity, and his story will live on in every life he helped protect.